Hi there, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. This Facebook Live is specifically for parents of middle school and high school age kids. My name is Krista Inikovsky. I am the founder of Empowered Mindfulness for Teens. And today in this live, I'm going to be doing a brief sharing of this new format that I'm showcasing as a really great way for parents to really start to get a grasp on what we really want for our teens. So hi Jacques, hi Steve. I'm going to see if I can share this. Darn it, I'm doing it from my computer. I don't think I can share as I'm going. It's hard to know, honestly, it's hard to know where to put the Facebook Lives. Do you do it in the event? Do you do it on your page? But I guess I'll just have to be sharing it afterwards. I just want to jump right into it so that you can get the most out of your time with me today. Now, as a parent, we have a lot of different things running through our minds. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to this transition of having our kids as kids, and now they're starting to turn into adolescents, or maybe they already are and they're flat out teenagers. And there's three main concerns that that parents have. One is how happy your kids are, right? Do they feel like they're thriving? Do they have friends? Are they enjoying their experience at school and in their after school activities? How is their experience? The second thing, as parents, we look at, what is our relationship to our kids like? What is it like in the home? Do we all get along easily? Are they open? Are we have a great relationship still? Or are there a lot of bad attitudes or closing doors or wanting to be alone? And then the third thing that we look at is, what are our goals? Like, we really want our teens to be thriving. So not only are they hopefully enjoying their life now, but what are they doing to be successful down the road? Because that's really what the transition is, as from children into adolescence. It's that preparation for being adults. And so as we as parents can start to recognize and treat our kids not as just an older version of the kids that we had, but really reframe it in the fact that yes, their brains are changing and developing differently. Obviously, we know that their bodies they're getting big and tall, and all of a sudden we, walking eyeball to eyeball, and you're like, who is this person that lives in my house right now? Where's the little boy or girl that I'm used to? Knowing that this is a critical stage for them in a lot of different ways, and it is gaining independence in preparation of being independent adults. So we need to keep that in mind and allow our parenting style to change and adapt for where they are in their life right now. Hi, Steve. Thanks for saying hello. Hey, hi, Sim. I'm planning to come to your event tonight, so it looks like a lot of fun. So with that, I have made it my mission as a mindfulness life coach and group facilitator to focus in on the teen market and really give the kids themselves an opportunity to have an intimate, safe, peer connection and be heard by one another, and really cultivating connection and communication skills. Because if you've recognized this, I have, not only in my own kids, but in their friends and all the way around, that kids today don't have as much opportunity for intimate, meaningful connection face-to-face with someone. And I'm able to facilitate that at my groups, which is really, really special. And the kids love it. Okay, I'm going to reframe that. They don't always love it because they're not used to it. But once they kind of we crack it open a little bit and they go, okay, I can start talking and sharing and listening and seeing myself in others and hearing what I'm going through being voiced in other people my same age, then they do go, oh, all right, this is pretty good. This is pretty good stuff. But what I wanted to cover with you today, and again, I'm going to keep this one short, I'll be doing longer trainings in the future, is the empowered framework that I've created follows the ever popular E equals MC squared. So that's a really easy way for you to remember it, for your kids to remember it. E equals MC squared, and that is our formula for thriving teens. Now the E, just like Einstein said, is for energy. And so empowering our kids right off the bat. Actually, the E could easily be for empowered, it can be for emotion, and it can be for energy. But for the sake of our training today, the E is for energy. And understanding how truly powerful you are and allowing your kids to understand how truly powerful they are as the creator of their life. And I take a deep dive in explaining what energy is, from vibration, emotion, and knowing that it's up to you. And I'll tell you really, I find very, very interesting as I'm working with the kids today, there's not a lot of spark and enthusiasm. They're kind of sitting back and waiting to be entertained. They're waiting for life to come to them, and they're just kind of, and again, I'm simplifying, so if your child doesn't fit in this category, great, good for you. But as a whole, I'm really finding that more and more kids are bordering apathetic. The energy is not really there, and perhaps that comes from all of the entertainment that they're getting on their phones and devices, that it's up to somebody else to generate that laugh, do something funny, do something crazy, doing something shocking, and then I'll get a rile. But I'm finding that teens today it's not coming intrinsically from them. They're not generating their own amount of enthusiasm and energy. And that was a big part of my discussion yesterday with my girls at Empowered, was about that. Like, you have the power to create your own energy, and it's up to you. It's up to you to be bored or be interested. It's up to you to be feeling blasé and tired, or to get up and do something and create a goal. So that's what the E for energy is about. And there's a lot more to it. We dive into emotions, really exploring the full gamut of emotions so that they can recognize how they're feeling, what's triggered it. Do they want to stay in that emotion, or do they want to elevate into an emotion that feels better? We look at what does each emotion physically look like and feel like within the body. That an emotion is not just happening in your mind, but the way that you are, the feeling that you're having is also expressed in your body. And when they start to see this in more of like a 3D model of walking and feeling, and how the presence is connecting to the emotion, it tends to make a lot more sense for them to see that an emotion is something that they're feeling and experiencing. It's not who they are. And that's a big difference. There's a difference between something triggered me and now I'm feeling angry compared to I'm angry. So again, emotion, energy, and empowering them to realize that you and only you are the powerful creator of your life, being proactive in your life. So now we'll take this energy, and what that equals is the M in E equals MC squared is for mindfulness. And that was my premise in creating Empowered Mindfulness for Teens right off the bat, is engaging kids to understand the importance of mindfulness. And this mindfulness goes hand in hand with being a powerful creator of your life. When you can be mindful, which means aware of the present moment, then you are able to have control over your state of being. And that's really what we want, right? It's when you feel out of control or helpless that you get into a state of depression or anxiety. And that's what we're here to avoid and give kids tools to be in control of their state. So being mindful means being presently aware of what's happening. For example, in this moment, yes, I'm hopefully talking to all of you out there and the people who are listening, which I really enjoy. But if I look around, I'm safely in my home. I'm all alone. I've got Christmas lights. It's cold. It's a lovely environment. I have a candle burning. There's nothing that in my environment in this present moment that should be causing me any stress whatsoever. I'm not under attack. I'm not being threatened or yelled at. There's no tiger about to eat me. There's nobody beating down my door. So if I am feeling anxiety, I need to stop and realize, where's that coming from? Maybe it's I'm nervous that I'm on camera and talking to you. For a kid, it may be that they're nervous that they're about to take a test. But when we can stop and do some mindfulness, centering, focused attention exercises and realize, you know what, right now, I'm good. Nothing here is bothering me or harming me. And it's completely my choice to be calm, centered, happy, excited. I can choose my emotion. And if you feel like you're in anywhere in those negative emotions, nervous, threatened, that's all happening inside. There's nothing in your external environment that's helping, that's causing that. And so being able to separate that really empowers both you as parents and our kids to say, okay, yes, this test is freaking me out. Yes, I get nervous every time I take a test. And when I come at a test from that state of mind, I'm not going to do my best. Creativity and suffering emotions do not work well together. So I need to get my emotional state up to a place where I'm feeling cool, calm, and collected. Now my brain's working at its highest and best use. Now my creativity is working, and now I'm going to do the best that I can on my test. And so giving them mindfulness practices that can be done in a matter of a simple few breaths to get centered and regain control over your own situation. All right, so that's a bit on the M for mindfulness. Now from there, we have the 2 C's, the C squared. The first C is confidence. And building self-confidence in our youth is very, very important, because this foundation that we're starting to build on now is that adult that they're going to be, whether they're going to be confident or not. And that makes a big difference in the relationships that you attract, the relationships that you maintain, in the profession, the job that you get. Confidence is a huge part of that. And really just overall life quality and satisfaction. It's more fun to be confident and outgoing than it is to be shy. And that's, sometimes I wish you guys could be a little mouse on the wall of my groups, because they're really, really interesting. And we dove into this last night, the contrasting confidence with being shy. And it really comes down to empowering our kids. They have the choice. And maybe shy worked for you before, but now you're 12, now you're 13, now you're 14. Now you're stepping into wanting independence. And so with that, how do you show up? We actually stood around and did role playing of what shy versus confident looks like in your body. What is it in eye contact? What is it in the tone of your voice? And really embody the difference so that they can see it and feel it and experience it. It's not just a checklist or an ABC like you do in school. I mean, we're really taking this on and letting them feel what confidence is. And I also teach the difference between an intrinsic self-confidence, what you're doing within yourself to build up your own self-confidence, and also the external. So what from your presence and body language and from the outside in does self-confidence look like? And then that leads us to the second C, which is connection, meaningful human connection. And that's just incredibly important. Countless studies show that the foundation of people who are happy, content with their life, who thrive, it boils down to having meaningful connections with humans, to know how to relate, to enjoy the company of others. That's how how we're formed. We're meant to be a part of community. And let's face it, middle school's tough. It's really, really tough. And I empathize with the girls as I hear their stories. They're often afraid to show up or be confident or be the one that smiles or says something, because there's always other mean people, mean students, peers, girls, boys around that shut you down. So all I have to do is say, middle school's temporary. We're going to keep fighting the good fight and keep pressing forward. But to have meaningful connection beyond a cell phone, beyond a device that is, in between you and me, or even this. I mean, at least we're face to face, and hopefully you're getting to feel and see my expression and commitment for this topic, because you can see me. I wish I could see you. But I can definitely read your comments. So if you're there, make sure you're giving some thumbs up and some love and comments. I really, really do appreciate that. And what I'm saying is connection, true, meaningful connection from one person to another. Communication, empathy. Oh my gosh. Empathy is a massively important part that needs to be taught and explored and shown, and so the kids can actually feel what that is. Because believe me, if kids really stop and think about empathy and how what they're doing, how it affects somebody else, there wouldn't be so many mean kids in middle school. I'd have to believe it. I have to believe it. So that is, and again, I could go on and on because I love this topic, but I do want to keep it brief. And that is the formula. And from that formula, we go really, really, really deep and in a lot of different ways, and with activities and real life and role playing. But just to circle back, it is the E equals MC squared. E is the energy, emotion, and empowerment. Knowing, instilling in our kids that they are the powerful creator of their life. They are the only one. This goes for you too, parents. You are the only one who can think your thoughts, the only one who can dream your dreams. No matter how much I want it for my kid, I cannot think for them. And at the same time, that's a pretty powerful thing to realize, because when we're combated with negative influence and someone telling you that you'll never make it, you can't do this, you're not smart enough, you're not tall enough, you're not good enough, we also have the power to receive it or reject it. And when you are the powerful creator of your life, you get really clear on what you're letting in and what you're bouncing off of your protective shield, and go, all right, that person told me I wasn't good enough. I don't buy it. I don't receive it. I don't claim it. I know that I am. But it takes somebody positive and reinstilling this in their life, so that when those bad comments come in, they're ready. They're ready to make that decision. All right, so that was E. Equals M is for mindfulness, mindset. That is being present, moment aware. That's another, I could go deep dive into this one, but I won't today. That includes meditation. It includes practicing focused attention. Yes, we need to practice how to focus our attention, because right now we're spending about 12 hours a day practicing being distracted, and practicing multitasking, and practicing shifting every 3 seconds from one video to the next thing, to having a conversation. And that's how our minds are working. But if we also take the time throughout the day to practice focused attention, we need it. Breathe. All right. C1 is confidence and C2 is connection. So, what about visualization? Steve says, I learned it from my brother and who went to West Point. Do you think it would work for child? 100%. So Steve, thanks for bringing that up. I do teach guided visualization, both with my adult clients and with the kids. And also if I do a yoga class, I do guided visualization at the end. Guided visualization is really, really powerful. And there's science behind that too, which is quite fascinating, that the mind doesn't recognize the difference between what you're envisioning and what you're doing in actuality. And there are many, many examples. For example, I'll just use one, a professional athlete who will visualize himself making that free throw, making the free throw, making the free throw over and over and over again. And the work that they're doing mentally to rehearse it is as effective as doing the physical work. So you put those together. The guided visualization is very powerful in claiming who you are, seeing yourself doing well in the test, feeling the feelings of accomplishment, of seeing maybe the pride on your parents' face when you get a good grade and have accomplished something that you were maybe once struggling with. So absolutely, visualization falls into that category of mindfulness. And then, of course, connection, which is giving the kids a space to communicate well, hopefully avoiding saying like 25 times, like in one sentence, because I don't know exactly like what I'm gonna say and everything sounds like. Anyway, fun stuff. Sorry, that's just my own personal experience. Okay, so Steve's saying that he did it catching passes playing football. Absolutely. I did it as a professional dancer. I would lay on the studio floor, play the music, and I would run through my entire dance routine in my head and seeing it. And the wonderful thing about that is you get to see yourself in a state of perfection, like just doing it the very, very best. And the tip here for you, if you want to do visualization, is to put the emotion with it. It's not just a picture in your head, but get emotionally involved. So if it's whether it's football or dancing, it's hearing the crowd roaring, seeing them standing up, feeling that they're cheering you on. Actually have the expression of the smile on your face. See yourself high-fiving your team member after you've made the touchdown. Or for me, taking a bow and then hugging my other castmates off stage and just enjoying that. So if you add emotion to it, it is so much more powerful. So that's my extra tip for you today. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you are not already, I'll be sharing this on the Empowered page, but I have a parents group that is called Empowered Mindfulness for Parents of Teens. It's right here in Facebook. I'll add it into the comments. And if you're there, I think it says following. The frustrating thing is I have this great content in there and it doesn't get shown to many members. So go in, explore that Facebook group. It's full of videos. You'll see some of my students there, and they're just talking from their heart what it's been like for them to be a part of Empowered, which I just love. So please give the girls thumbs up, give them encouragement, add some comments, and they're really stepping out by making videos and talking about it themselves. I'm excited to be the keynote speaker at a book launch this weekend. The book is for kids. It's called The Nerd Who Saved the Universe by Rich Fontaine. And so I'll be out at an event giving a version of this M equals MC squared formula for thriving teens. And in 2020, which is just around the corner, I will be very soon releasing the programs that are available for your kids to work with me, whether it's in person or on my virtual online groups or in small groups that are age appropriate. They're all tight within their age group. I'm not mixing 11-year-olds with 15-year-olds. It's middle school and high school are separate, so that they can really dive into this, explore it, live it, embody it, and become empowered, so that we're avoiding stress, overwhelm, and depression. B, they're cultivating the characteristics it takes to be a leader in their school and a thriving adult. That's what this time of life is cultivating the skills to be a thriving adult, not just a test taker. Don't get me started. All right, thriving adults, thriving kids equal thriving adults. And not to mention, you as parents, isn't it awesome when your kids are feeling good and can communicate with you better and express themselves, and they're not locked up in their room and they're not throwing attitude and doing eye rolls? So this is for you just as much as it is for them, so that you can have a great family atmosphere and enjoy your kids even though they're teenagers, because I think they're pretty cool. All right, have a great day. If you're watching this in the replay, or if you made it to the end, I greatly appreciate you throwing in those thumbs up and hearts. Give me a comment. I would really appreciate that. And share it. Do you have friends who have teens, which you probably do if you have them yourself? Share Empowered with them. This is a very, very unique platform that is being proactive in giving our kids the skills and mindset and tools to thrive before they end up stressed and overwhelmed and with low self-esteem. Okay, we're going to build them up and keep them elevated. Have a great day. I'm Krista Inakovsky, founder of Empowered, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye-bye. Bye. Thanks, Steve.